Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. March 4th, 2025. Is this supposed to be a good month of March? March has been wild. I just put out a tweet saying this was probably the craziest 48 hours I've experienced in crypto. I think it really has been. I've experienced a lot, whether it was C19, FTX, Terra Luna. So much shit has happened, but I was not expecting the president on a Sunday morning to release the news that we're going to be having a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And 24 hours later, announcing heavy tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and seeing the charts come crashing down. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the inside information, insider trading allegations that have been going live because someone placed it's either a 50x or 500x leverage trade.
It was a 50x, like $250 million leverage, something crazy.
Something crazy. So there are those allegations that there is some insider trading. Obviously, we don't have that information yet, but there was a 50x leverage trade. I think it's 50. Probably a couple hours before, 12 hours before the strategic reserve was announced. And then probably 12 hours before the tariffs were announced on Canada, he decided, the same whale decided to short the market. So wild day in the crypto space, guys. We're going to unpack everything here today. We're going to be looking at the charts, see if we still do believe that we are in a bull market or if it's time to sell everything. If you've been watching our channel long enough, you probably know exactly how we think. But Rodney, how you doing today, brother?
Good, man. Living the dream. Shout out to everybody watching the stream. Make sure you like, repost, all that good stuff. And I mean, look, really the story remains the same. We knew the tariffs were going to happen. Remember, when the tariffs were first announced, the market took a shit. Then it seemed like, Mexico and Canada were kind of bending the knee. Turns out they really weren't all the way. Donald Trump announced the tariffs for a second time. The market dipped massively. Then we got the huge announcement about a strategic Bitcoin reserve and about this crypto summit coming up very, very soon. It pumped the market. And then obviously the tariffs went into effect, which we knew about, right? That didn't go away. It wasn't some new announcement. But it's very interesting. And obviously there's some sort of, manipulation going on. When it comes to just the SEC and regulation altogether, it seems like, and the IRS, it seems like we're moving back when it comes to just regulation for crypto. Like, it's going to be easier to do some degenerate things in DeFi, which is good and bad at the same time. But I do think there's a lot of manipulation going on. We're not stupid, right? And just remember, when there's a lot of economic uncertainty, geopolitical shit's kind of being weird, we're in a situation where it's hard to have a green market when there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. But
yeah, are we cooked? Are we cooked, Rodney?
Hey, we were talking a lot of shit. Well, you were talking a lot of shit yesterday, right? We got to fucking cash them checks, right? No, we're not cooked. We're fine. And a lot of people are freaking out, blaming this administration for, the market dumping and stuff like that, because everyone wants to make it about politics. But I'll remind you, even though we did have an insane a bull market back in 2021 under the Biden administration, we did have one of the worst bear markets ever under the Biden administration. So it's just part of the process.
And when I say are we cooked, I'm joking. I don't think that we're cooked at all. I was talking a lot of shit yesterday. I still do believe that. And I think that we just kind of should we call it a Trump pump? Should we call it a Trump pump and dump, what took place on Sunday to Monday? I think that when you look at the charts, you kind of just ignore that. We're pretty much back in the same range that we were at before that happened. I don't necessarily know what happened. I would imagine that there is some sort of form of insider trading going on.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's probably a lot of people new. And look, Donald Trump, we obviously know he does not run his Twitter account personally. We know that he did not tweet that himself. Someone on his team did. There's probably some inside information. Regardless of the point, that's always going to happen. That happens in the stock market. It obviously happens in cryptocurrency. And we should look past that. But the main thing that we should do today is say, hey, are we going to survive this? My answer is yes. I'm just grateful that we did have that Trump, quote unquote. I didn't want to call it a pump and up. That's the last time I'm going to say. I'm just grateful that we had that announcement on Sunday, because if that announcement didn't come on Sunday and we were still trading at $83,000, the stock market's getting absolutely wrecked today. We're down 3% in the past 5 days.
Huge for the stock market.
Go ahead and pull this up right now. Even today alone, we're down 1.83%. As you guys know, the crypto market does move with the stock market historically. So if we didn't have that increase in price from Sunday to Monday, I feel like crypto would be in a pretty bad spot right now. But we're still doing fine as of today. We'll take a look at the cryptocurrency markets. Holy shit. down 8% on the day.
Yeah, it's bad.
We haven't seen days like that in a long time. But like I said, if you look at this Bitcoin chart, it's probably going to look like a roller coaster here in the past 48 hours. Look at this. So we were down to $78,000. Look at this. I mean, this is just wild. What does this look like when you zoom out? But so we were down to $77,000 Bitcoin. Trump announces the strategic reserves for Cardano, XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. We saw Bitcoin run all the way up near $95,000. I don't know if it got to $95,000. And then less than 12 hours or 24 hours after he announced this, the tariffs went into effect. There are obviously some geopolitical stuff, which we'll talk about as well. As of today, we're still above the 200-week moving average for Bitcoin, so still looking strong. ETH is at $2,000. Bitcoin's at $82,000. XRP is at $2.36. There's 4 altcoins that have really actually held up pretty well during all of the price action that we've seen from November to now. It's XRP, it's BNB, it's Tron, and it's Litecoin. And we'll talk about Pi. We have a new token in the top 11, Roddy. Pi
I saw that.
Has been absolutely ripping. But those 4 tokens, honestly, right now, if I had to say what are your safest altcoins to buy, it's probably Litecoin, Tron, BNB, and also XRP. Because of how they've held up, right? If you just look at the charts, like
that's fair.
I'll just show you one quick example for everybody in the chat. Like let's just look at Solana, right? Obviously, Solana had an incredible run up, in the month of in the entire year. But you see how this is when Trump takes office. We see an incredible run up. We see all-time highs. Look how Solana fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean, from $290 down below 125. You see, I want everybody to just watch how Solana has literally fallen off a cliff. I'm going to show you the 4 altcoins that I talked about, and you can kind of see how they've held up comparably to Solana. But look, this is when Trump wins the presidency. XRP's up significantly since when Trump won the presidency. On November, it was trading at 50 cents when Donald Trump won. Even today, it's at 237. So you can see XRP's holding up pretty strong. BNB as well is another token that's holding up pretty strong, right? I mean, consolidating here in this range, hasn't really fallen off a cliff. Tron is another one holding up very strong, hasn't fallen off a cliff. And most other altcoins have fallen off a cliff. I also told you that we'll show you Litecoin, which Litecoin started doing well once their new Twitter guy, but you can see here, Litecoin hasn't fallen off a cliff as well. So those 4 altcoins really have held pretty strong here, and that's why I'm betting big on them this cycle. Cardano is at 84 cents, still at a $30 billion market cap. Solana is at $136. Dogecoin at $28 billion. Tron is at $20 billion. Pi is a new one that is here in the top 11. I've been seeing it a lot, and it's, I mean, dude, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like
it's Pi Day, isn't it? 3.14.
Yeah, but how is Pi? It launched 2 weeks ago, and it's on a $12 billion market cap.
Yeah, part of it's
$836 million in volume.
Yeah, I don't even know what the project. We can look and probably do a brief overview in a second. It's probably just whatever standard crypto layer 1 or some shit.
Yeah, HBAR doing well. Let's see, Avalanche is at $19. So everything's down. SWI's at $2.35, which is wild because SWI, just in the past week alone, I'm sure it's going to look crazy. Look at this. SWI ran all the way up to $3.25. Now back down to $2.35. So just a wild time. I mean, we can go through all the other charts. We will finish with Pepe, as we always do on this channel. Pepe is now the number 34 in cryptocurrency at a $2.8 billion market cap. I was talking offline to Coach earlier. I was like, it might be time to buy more Pepe,
for sure.
If you believe that we are in a bull run, and this is for everybody that's at home right now, if you do believe that we are in a bull run, which I still do believe, we're going to look at the charts. I've been mining Pi for 4 years. We got to look at more, Serge. We got to check out Pi in a little bit. Maybe we'll check it on the stream towards the end because there's not too much to talk about. But here's my thesis with Pepe, right? If you do believe that we are in a bull run, which technically we went through yesterday, the 4 characteristics of a bull run. The bull run technically hasn't started yet. Yeah. Then buying into extreme fear, especially when it comes to Pepe, at a $2.8 billion market cap, I think that we'll probably get some more pain. We might go lower, but let's just say Pepe goes down to a $2.5 billion market cap.
Yeah.
Let's just say you put in $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million into Pepe at a $2.5 billion market cap. Are the chances that Pepe goes near its all-time high, let's just use round numbers, to a $10 billion market cap, greater than Pepe never reaching above a $2.5 billion market cap for the rest of history? I think that the odds that Pepe goes higher than its all-time high or near its all-time high are greater than if it just stays below a $2 billion market cap forever, right? So I think I'm getting ready to put a good amount of money into Pepe rather than just holding ETH, right? ETH is one of my largest holdings right now. putting money into Pepe. I think that sweet spot's probably around a $2.5 billion market cap. But I think that Pepe will obviously go higher than a $2.5 billion market cap. And the chances that Pepe 4Xs to a $10 billion market cap, which isn't even its all-time high, is much greater than ETH doing a 4X from a $2,000 price point this year. So it might be better to hold Pepe. I know it's riskier, but the reward is going to be greater than just holding your ETH and hoping that ETH does a 2, 3, 4X this cycle.
I don't even consider Pepe as being risky at all. I don't think any of the top meme coins, maybe top 5 to top 10, are risky at all. I think they're going to pump again. Remember, I mean, it's just like the same old talking point. Like we talked about it forever. Like the top meme coins, what has Pepe done? Pepe's, when it burst on the scene, it was pretty much a top meme coin right away. And it really hasn't left the 3rd or 4th spot. Now, Trump token did, pass it for a little bit. But when it comes to top meme coins, like I see them almost just as valuable as the top altcoins. Obviously, we know the top altcoins are way more trustworthy. But like for me, like I can't see Pepe doing anything like drastically bad.
Yeah. The only risk is that a bear market starts, right? And then the meme coins don't run again. So there is some risk, but I agree with you. It's not extremely risky. So that's something I'll have on my radar. Going to be looking at the charts, the markets to see, what's going to be taking place in the next couple of days. But let's get into the news real quick.
Yep.
So why are the markets tanking? Obviously, let's start from the beginning. There might not be people who joined us yesterday or Sunday. Obviously, we had the single largest green candle in Bitcoin history, a $10,000 green candle. First time ever, right? First time ever.
I think it might be a little more, 14K or
14K.
Something like that.
First time ever, because Donald Trump announced that the U.S. will be having a strategic reserve for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, and also XRP. He actually named XRP first. That sent the markets in a frenzy after a pretty terrible month of February. And then less than 24 hours later, he had a news conference and he announced the tariffs. What's up with the tariffs? What's the latest? Are they into effect? Aren't they going into effect today?
Yeah, so we knew the tariffs were going to be a thing like a month ago. We didn't think they'd go into effect because it's kind of old tech that everyone's kind of knocking. Tariffs don't really work, whatever. And, we thought that Mexico and Canada would kind of bend the knee and we'd be okay. But it looks like they're not doing that. Obviously, higher tariffs on China, right? Obviously, Trump is really, if you think about it, Trump really wants to isolate China. They don't want China to expand in any way. And we want to make sure that we have, we're pretty much getting what we're trading. Apparently, Canada and Mexico are kind of eating United States lunch when it comes to just like equity and trades. But we knew about the tariffs, right? But we got kind of like blindsided by the whole, announcement of the crypto strategic reserve and then the crypto summit. And apparently there's going to be some big bullish news announced at the summit. Now I did hear a rumor. It's all online. It's a leak. I don't know how true it is, but apparently they want to do no capital gains tax on cryptocurrencies that are American and you've held more for a year. So I don't know what you classify Bitcoin as. Who knows? But Bitcoin's probably going to be one of those. So that's interesting. But a lot of people are saying that, and most notably the biggest Bitcoin bear, if you want to pull up my screen here, you could say Adam Schiff, or Peter Schiff, claims Trump is the biggest rug puller ever. Is he right for once? Now, this is what he said. Donald Trump, the first crypto president, has just helped pull off the biggest crypto rug pull of all time. Now, I don't know if Peter Schiff knows what a rug pull is, but a rug pull is when the liquidity is completely drained from a project. Ding dong. Anyway, it says a congressional investigation is now warranted to find out the following regarding this pump and dump scheme. Who authored the 2 Sunday afternoon posts on the president's Truth Social account? Who knew about the first post in advance? And when they were informed of wording of the post and the timing of its release? Because remember, in the crypto space, we may think that Trump is completely focused on crypto, but that's probably a very small portion of what he's dealing with the rest of what's going on with his presidency. Mostly trying to secure peace with Ukraine and Russia, which is crazy right now. A lot of crazy shit going on right now. But when did Donald Trump talk about this? When did he tell the person, the worker, whoever runs his account, like, hey, I want you to post this at whatever time? Like, when did he get that information? And did that person, maybe 12 hours before, or people who knew about it, jump in and start longing crypto? Because that's what it seems like. A lot of people knew about it, right? How much money those with advance notice spent buying XRP, Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, and if they sold, the exact timing of those sales and the proceeds received. We also need all emails or text messages that involve any members of this presidential staff, his or their family or friends, his campaign donors, or Truth Social employees that relate to either the 2 Sunday Truth Social posts. I think that's interesting. It's great transparency, but the thing is, like, what Trump has been doing is been kind of bringing down all like things that would protect it. Well, pretty much like when it comes to the there's no investor protection right now. There's not a ton right now. So Trump's been working on getting those things knocked down. A lot of that's for a lot of people in the crypto space, but obviously for him too. And that's interesting. But I don't think we can pretend like we didn't know that the tariffs were going to happen. We just maybe thought it was posturing, but it seems like they went through and it wrecked a lot of people. But does Peter Schiff have a point?
He has a point, yeah. And pull up my screen here.
For sure,
he has a good point. I mean, look, of course, a rug pull, we think of it in terms of like a new token that launches, it runs up to 1 million and they pull the rug, right? But a rug pull could be when we're talking about 40-50 billion dollars that went into the crypto markets because of a tweet that took place on a Sunday morning. And then we're talking about 40 or 50 billion dollars that exited the crypto markets because of tariffs and also good timing. So obviously, if you kind of change the definition of a rug pull, look at this chart.
We can't change the definition of a rug pull. We can't change.
If you maybe rug pull is not the correct terminology, but insider trading could be the correct terminology. And how many people, like we obviously know Donald Trump, we've seen it on video. He's not the one that's tweeting. We know that he wasn't the only one that had this information that he's going to announce this on a Sunday. We understand that there was some pretty sketchy trades that were placed, leverage trades that were placed before and after this tweet. Yeah. Would I be surprised if there was some insider trading going on during this time period? Absolutely not. Do we think that there was? Absolutely. Do we know who it was? Are we ever going to find out who it was? Probably not. And here's the thing. I mean, someone said in the comments that this has been happening for years. I think it was Nexo ETH. They said that this has been happening for years. It happens right now in the stock market. It happens with Tesla, with Visa, with all these different chips when we're going to start passing funding. And it absolutely happens in the crypto space, especially when Donald Trump is president, especially when he controls the SEC, especially when he has the ability to pardon people. So if I had to bet, I would say that there is some insider information stuff that was taking place before he announced this and after, and that's just kind of part of the game. So, it is what it is. We can't change it now. And, we've kind of taken back these levels that happened before that announcement. Now, all we can hope for is some good news in 3 days, the crypto event that's going to be taking place at the White House, maybe some capital gains, incentives for crypto investors. And we also can hope that eventually he does actually use his power to buy these cryptocurrencies that he said in the strategic reserve. And it's not just a tweet that made people a lot of money.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, let the trade wars begin. Excuse me. Obviously, Canada just put out some information that says Canada threatens non-tariff measures if President Trump's tariffs persist, right? We saw that Ontario is removing U.S. products from liquor stores due to the President Trump's tariffs. We also got some, some more news from China. I can't find the post here, but they're doing retaliatory tariffs too. So a bunch of trade wars going on, bunch of economic big dickery going on. And that's not going to help crypto, the riskiest asset of all the assets out there right now, allegedly. But we do have a glimmer of hope right now. And that glimmer of hope is maybe Ukrainian President Zelensky says he's ready to work under President Trump's leadership. Hopefully they can come to some sort of fucking agreement. Because honestly, if we get rid of all this BS, dude, all this uncertainty, and, I think that we could finally exist in the crypto space. But before that, I just can't see us doing anything. I can't see the market ripping when we just don't know what's going on around the world. Yeah, the crypto market. Shout out to my guy, Kyle Stallings on Instagram. I see you over there, my guy. Hope you're doing well. But shut Instagram. There's
a couple of things that crypto does not like. It doesn't like uncertainty. It obviously does not like the word tariffs, and it does not like wars.
Does not.
And we have all three of those happening here. Go ahead and pull this up. I want to show you this right here. So this is actually a good point, though. Everyone hates the tariffs. Everyone thinks that Trump's an idiot. Our crypto is crashing. But President Trump says Canada doesn't allow American banks to do business in Canada, but their banks flood the American market. Oh, that seems fair to me, doesn't it? And I actually checked it out. There's like 10 different Canadian banks that are doing business here in America. What was the biggest one? TD Bank has over 1,100 branches in America. There's not one single bank, American bank in Canada. So I get it. I get his point. Obviously there's probably some things that are happening in America, in Canada that aren't happening here, but I think he just wants what's fair, right? He just wants what's fair. These tariffs suck short term. Trade wars are beginning, but all you can really do is just hold strong in these scenarios, right? That's what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about selling. So here's the thing. And this is my mindset, guys. And I'm happy to go broke and die on my fucking shield. But when we were dipping, I was buying more crypto. Yesterday, when we pumped, what was it, 10, 12%? Mm-hmm. I didn't sell any crypto. I was holding. I was bull posting. Now we've corrected again. There's extreme fear in the markets, and I'm thinking about putting more money into higher risky plays like Pepe because I do believe that we are in a bull run. So This is just the name of the game. I was thinking about this morning. I'm like, wow, I love crypto, man. I really do. It's like, because if it was just you buy in 2022, it goes straight up forever.
Yeah.
And then it goes straight down and straight up. Everyone would make money. There would be no markets, right?
Yeah.
This is part of the game.
Yeah,
Extreme volatility was always expected.
We love the news. We love the drama, baby, you know?
Extreme volatility was always expected. What if I show you this chart?
Send it.
What if this is where we're at? Go ahead and pull this up. What if this is where we were at? Nico says, "Don't go broke, bro. Speak positively." It's just a metaphor. You know, I'm prepared to die on this shield because I do believe in cryptocurrency. But this is what happened in 2020. Obviously, we fell off a cliff and then we sent to all-time highs. This was, I believe, during the C19 era, and here we are in 2025. We are still early in the 2025 bull run. Is this a good representation of where we could potentially be? Do you think that this is possible?
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me see. Let me go back to that. Sorry, I pulled up a fucking banging ass story. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's technical analysis. We love the charts. You know what I mean? But yeah, we could be following that same pattern. You know, and I wonder how much is that zoomed into the correct, actual, like legit time?
No, it's just showing like a correction in the market, like a massive correction in the market. But yeah, it's an interesting time because so many people on the timeline have flipped bearish. So many people are still bullish. But a lot of people are, myself included, pretty confused about the past 48 hours, right? I mean, when you really just, if you can zoom out, like we'll look back on this, we're kind of still in the thick of it. But if you zoom out and think about what took place in the past 48 hours, it's like, holy shit. Like we hit a bottom of $77,000 Bitcoin. The president, and that's why it's so hard to comprehend, because this is like the first of its kind, right? Mm-hmm. Just like C19 was the first of its kind, just like FTX collapsing for $8 billion was the first of its kind. This right here is the first of its kind. The president tweeting tickers of a strategic reserve.
Wild, yeah.
Like that's never happened before. So everybody was obviously in a frenzy. And then within 24 hours, all of those gains, the single biggest gaining day in terms of volume, in terms of money coming into the market in crypto history, just wiped out within 24 hours. So I think that's why it's so confusing, is because we've never seen this happen before. And we're still in the thick of it. Like I am trying to process everything that took place in the past 2 days because it's been wild, right?
Yeah, it's been nutty. Yeah, it's been absolutely insane. You know, and to be fair though, what's crazy about all this is people think Trump is like wishy-washy and sporadic. He's not. And the reason why he couldn't get half this shit done in 2016 when he was first president is because he didn't have the rest of the branches of the government on the side. Now he does. He's literally doing every single thing he said he was going to do. He campaigned a really pro-crypto campaign. And one of the biggest things we thought during the campaign was, just like other politicians, was he not going to stick to his word? But he's sticking to every single thing. He talked about tariffs. He talked about ending the war in Ukraine at all costs. He talked about trying to mend relationships with different, you could say, adversaries. He talked about, you know, pro-crypto stuff, and he's following through the border, you know, immigrants, everything. He's following through with that. But you know who else is bullish on Bitcoin and loves, you know, crypto and is extremely bullish on it? If we pull up my screen here. So Mexican billionaire Ricardo Salinas, with a net worth of $5.8 billion, allocates 70% of his portfolio to Bitcoin. 70% of 5.8, or whatever his portfolio is, maybe. I don't know how much of that in cash is, but to Bitcoin. That's crazy, right? That's actually crazy.
Can we do a deep dive on when he bought in? Can you click that? I want to see if it was new, if it was recent, when he actually bought in. But 70% in Bitcoin, I think it's good. I actually want to pull up a video. I'm going to find it in just a second.
He probably bought like a while ago.
He probably didn't buy the top, right?
Yeah, definitely not. I can read some of this, but it's hard to tell. I can go over if you. Oh, check this out. So it said, I've got about 70% in Bitcoin related exposure and 30% in gold and gold miners. Selena said, I don't have a single bond. I don't have a single stock except my own.
Wow.
Moreover, his allocation has only increased over the years. In 2020, he confirmed that he had just 10% of his portfolio in the leading cryptocurrencies, which is far below his current allotment. So over the past 4 years or 5 years, he's been accumulating, right?
And he's also a pretty safe investor, right? He has gold, and now he has Bitcoin. He doesn't own any stocks besides his own. He's probably a CEO of a company. Rodney, he's also not motivated by re-election, so he's doing things that may not be popular, but he will be effective long-term. Also, the people around him this time are younger and much smarter.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that, you know, we've talked about this a couple of times. Donald Trump is like, his ego is so closely tied to the stock market, so closely tied to crypto as well now, and the economy. It's like he's doing the hard part first. Sometimes you got to go through the shit.
Oh yeah.
Right. You know how it was like in sports, in life, like sometimes you have to put in the work, the hard, grunting, grueling work in order to reach the rewards. And I feel like we're going through that now. We're in month two of his presidency. And I truly do believe that he's not going to leave this country and the stock market and crypto worse than when he took it over. He's just trying to negotiate good deals for the country to make America great again, literally his term. Yeah. And I'm still hopeful. So all you can do, guys, really in these days is just to sit on your hands. Don't touch the keyboards unless you're buying, which we're talking about buying. We're going to try to time the market perfectly. We're going to let you guys know when we buy. But I think that shout out to H Des. I think that we buy some Pepe, Rodney. I think that if Pepe gets down to a $2.5 billion market cap, I think we go all in.
I actually bought some yesterday.
There you go.
I did. Yeah. I actually bought some yesterday at about $2.5 or $2.9 billion market cap size. We have a story. An interesting story of a popular streamer named Amarath getting robbed for. So this is Amarath. This is a Rodney.
That's a Rodney if I have ever seen a Rodney.
Obviously, she's a little tater thought. I'm just kidding. She's not a tater thought, but she's a popular Twitch streamer. She's like one of the old school like thirst trap ones. She super grinded it out, build her career and stuff. You know, there's this huge thing with her and an abusive ex and stuff. Crazy, but she's very popular. Right?
I've never heard of her.
You never heard of Amarath?
No,
I've heard of her.
Coach, you've heard of her?
It's crazy. What she does is she
you heard of her?
She writes her name on like her name. She's like a gamer, like a streamer gamer. Is she good at games though, Coach, or is she just one of those hot chicks that pretends to be good at games? Okay, so check this out. So streamer Amarath claims that she was robbed at gunpoint over crypto fortune. In November, this is yesterday, Amarath, real name Caitlin whatever, revealed that she owned around 211 Bitcoin worth over 20 million. So she has Bitcoin, right?
She got a lot of Bitcoin.
211. That's a lot.
It's a lot of Bitcoin.
Late night on March 2nd, popular streamer Amarath, whose real name is Caitlin, made a series of posts on X saying she was a subject of a home invasion by robbers who wanted crypto, is what they were yelling, right? I believe I shot one of them. They wanted crypto is what they were yelling. They pulled me out of bed. So I don't know. See, here's the thing. We know she's rich, but the moral of this story is, right? And a lot of this was caught on camera, right? You can see them run off camera. She shot one of them, which is gangster. I guess she got pistol whipped. Like 3 men tried to steal her shit, which is crazy. You know, what you need to do, guys, is like if you own crypto, like just be quiet about it. Like you don't never flex your wealth. A lot of people do that, but I think you're really playing with fire because people will, you know, especially with crypto these days, they will try to find you. And obviously you're the key to your crypto. Like you either know your seed phrases or you have them written down and those sorts of things. So I don't know how they knew she had that much crypto.
She posted it. She posted a screenshot, it says.
Oh, that's
Yeah. It says she posted a screenshot, but that is why people are like, you know, they come over to our house. Like, why do you guys have guns? You know, it's like, well, you just never know. And like, thankfully we live in Florida where you can carry it on you as well. Right. So even when I go on a run, I stay strapped.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Stay strapped.
It's Florida, baby. Yeah, I wish motherfucker would have got an arsenal. But if we continue this, so check this out. Remember on January 21st, David Ballin, the co-founder of Ledger, was reportedly abducted from his home with the kidnappers allegedly demanding crypto as a ransom. There was an alleged incident on February 2025 in Chicago as well. As Dr. Anand told the Cointelegraph magazine, quote, these attacks are frequently your money or your life situations carried out by sophisticated professionals and organized criminals, they said. One can significantly limit their losses by having a decoy crypto wallet with a small portion of fund. Or, I mean, if you're the co-founder of Ledger, then they assume you have crypto, right? But someone like Amarath or just the average person that maybe has a following, like maybe us or other people, like you got to make sure that, you know, you're very just quiet with what you have because people don't need to know. You know, no one needs to know.
Yep. Michael says, always stay strapped. LFG now lives in Canada where, are you guys not allowed to have guns?
Hell no.
Really? Yeah. That's why they have a hockey stick. Okay. So they have hockey sticks there. That's why, that's why it's good to live in Florida where you are, I mean, you can carry in Florida, you can carry. If you have a license in Florida, you can carry wherever you go. Yeah. So yeah, you just got to be safe out there. Also, I mean, no stealers would know there's no robbers, but it's like, keep your crypto in a hardware wallet, put it into a safe, put it into a safety deposit box at a bank. But yeah, it obviously is a threat. That's why you got to be careful when you move. But I think that the best way to protect yourself is to stay strapped.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
And to keep in mind, guys, like literally this could all go away. All this like hurt in the market, back to the markets, could go away in a second. So check this out. So Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent confirms that the administration is locked in on trying to bring interest rates down, which would be bullish for the economy. Like it could be 1 week until we see some sort of agreement with Ukraine and Russia, right? That we can resolve the situation. And then we could see maybe United States coming to some sort of agreement with China, with Canada, and of course Mexico. And that would send the market into the fucking stratosphere. That's why it's so, and we don't know when these deals are going to go through. They could happen at the same time. They could happen one by one. But just remember that literally the prices today, we may never see them again. That's how crazy this market is. We may never see an 80K Bitcoin again. and those sorts of things. So just keep in mind, it's important to pay attention to the news. And of course, make sure you're locked in with the boys and just understand that this market's so crazy that all things can change in like a couple of hours.
Yep, absolutely. So this is something that David Sachs just tweeted out. He said the White House is pleased to announce its support for the CRA introduced by Senator Ted Cruz and Representative Mike Carey to rescind the so-called broker DeFi rule, an 11th hour attack on the crypto community by the Biden administration. Statement of administration policy. So let's see exactly what this is. So the administration strongly supports passes of SJ Resolution 3, a joint resolution providing for congressional disapproval of the rules submitted by the IRS on December 30th, 2024. That's why he called it the 11th hour rule, literally the last day before New Year's, relating to gross proceeds reporting by brokers that regularly provide services effectuating digital asset sales. This rule expands the definition of the term broker to include software that allows users to access DeFi protocols, which inappropriately requires certain DeFi participants to report gross proceeds from cryptocurrency sales and other digital asset transactions, including data about the taxpayers involved. This rule, issued as a midnight regulation in the final days of the previous administration, would stifle American innovation and raise privacy concerns over the sharing of taxpayers' personal information while imposing an unprecedented compliance burden on American DeFi companies. This administration will continue to put the American people first by fostering a regulatory environment that supports innovation, creates jobs, and improves economic well-being for all Americans. So it seems to me, Rodney, that regardless of what's taking place in the markets and the price, the administration, the new administration, continues to get stuff done in America, right? The SEC has dismissed now 7 different lawsuits against big companies and people here in the crypto space. They keep tackling kind of some of the things that were stifling crypto adoption in America from the previous administration. And although we are down short term because of tariffs, I still think we're in a good spot. It sounds crazy to say that. I still think that we are in a good spot for cryptocurrency. When you look at all the work that's been put in, all the work that's been done, a pro-crypto administration, I get it. Trade wars are scary. I get it. World War III is scary. But we are actually, although the price might not show it, we're actually in a better spot today than we were 6 months ago with Biden.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, that's all because Trump is keeping his promises. A lot of people see this in 2 different ways, right? They see it. The SEC, I think, in my opinion, they went after real legit crypto companies. It seemed like they're just trying to stifle the industry. Even though, remember, we did have our crazy bull cycle back in 2021. Even though I do believe I think we did pass the all-time high as a cryptocurrency market cap as a whole under Trump. I think that did happen. But remember, we had like Coinbase being sued, Ripple, right? We had obviously the stuff with Binance, and then MetaMask, and all these other big companies that we felt like were kind of being stifled by the government. And we saw that this current administration is trying to get rid of those things. And Neko Eth made a good point saying choke point 2.0 is dead. Yeah, and that was obviously messing with banks that kind of dealt with cryptocurrency, and obviously, in order to, unless you're going somewhere in the United States that you could just buy things with crypto, which is not a lot of things, but you need to off ramp it, right? So, getting your money into banks is crucial. And there was a whole issue with that and those sorts of things. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Did you see that now banks can now accept crypto businesses? Yeah. But yeah, so check this out. So no tax on tips, overtime, SC crypto reserve, and rumor of, this is, I'm reading a comment on Neko Eth. Yeah, no worries. Reserve and rumor of 0% capital gains. Now this is bullish. Yeah. The tips thing is important because the tips are going to affect a lot of people, and a lot of people that work in the food industry and like the waiter industry or whatever. I know I worked there for like 6 months. I know that, those people get absolutely wrecked on their tips, and that's why they always prefer cash tips. But taxing tips is crazy to me.
Yeah, they need to do it. They need to pull up that comment about the taxes. If you I put up a tweet earlier today. You can share my screen, but these are the people that I use. This is not a paid post at all. This is simply a happy customer who would have no idea how to reconcile his Cardano meme coin transactions, Coinbase, MetaMask, Uniswap, Phantom, Jupiter, Cetus Exchange, et cetera, et cetera. But tax season is almost here. Obviously, there's some hinting at no tax on cryptocurrencies, but as of now, we still have it. I just retweeted it. It's at the top of my profile picture, guys. If you want a CPA, they do have official CPAs. They won't submit your taxes for you. You still need to do it yourself. But all you say is, hey, here's my 10 wallets across all these different blockchains. Let me know how much I made. Let me know how much I lost. I think a lot of us have probably lost money as of now. And they also are pretty solid, but you can go call or text this number anytime, bcmanagement.us. And I even say this is not a paid post because it's not a paid post. I've been using BCM for 4 years, and honestly, I have no idea what I would have done without them. That's actually a true comment from a happy customer. But yeah, these guys are solid guys. If you like have traded Bitcoin, traded Ethereum, I don't think you need them. But if you have a lot of different DGen transactions, give this number a call or text today. Hovey just said ETH is below 2K. There's no way. We're close. We are close. $2,000 for ETH.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
$82,000 for Bitcoin.
Did it go under at all?
It probably went under.
I was looking at that.
That's what Hovey said.
Ugh.
Look at that. We had it at 19. Yeah, we did go under for a second. $1,900 ETH, which is it's actually kind of crazy, guys.
Womp,
like,
womp.
there's no words. No one. I don't think anyone would have predicted that ETH would be trading at $2,000 at this point in the bull run. But here we are today. I mean, look at the chart.
Yeah.
What was this at?
Jesus,
this was in December.
Christ. Yeah, that was when the
4K ETH. Why did we not dump it all, dude? 4K ETH in December.
Because we figured it would keep going up. We figured that everything else is hitting all-time highs. Why not Big Daddy Ethereum,
No all-time high for Ethereum this year.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that, man, Solana, I thought, is Solana ever going to get its reputation back? Is Pump Fund going to continue to dominate this year like it did last year? Or is that shit just over?
I mean, Pump Fund.
And what does it mean for meme coins in general? Is it just a top meme coin? That's a great question to ask yourself.
Look at the Solana chart.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Look at the Solana chart. Like that's not a very healthy chart whatsoever. But I think when you look at meme coins, you just got to understand that there's been so many more meme coins this year, right? Yeah. There's been so many more meme coins this year. I think you mentioned there's millions created every single month, and compare that to 2021. There was a handful. Like, it was tough. Like, you had to have someone create a contract address.
A smart guy getting audited by Certic. Now, who fucking cares about Certic? I bet those guys are going out of business.
Oh yeah, they're out of business for sure. But at the end of the day, it's like the meme coin space. I still believe that the top meme coins will run, but no one can be happy with what took place with Pump Fund. Unless you're the Pump Fund team that have made hundreds of millions of dollars. No one can be happy with what took place with the Pump Fund team, but Solana's had a $67 billion market cap. The market cap alone is down 16% on the day. So not a good day to be a Solana holder, but it could potentially, I still think that Solana's going to recover and could be a good time to buy here on Solana.
Yeah, but here, interesting fact, you guys know this. So BlackRock just put out this statement, which I thought was interesting. So just in, BlackRock says if every millionaire in the U.S. asked their financial advisor to get them one Bitcoin, there would not be enough, which means...
Thank you, BlackRock. Please pump our bags, brother.
It's true, though, and obviously they're buying, a lot of these guys are buying up the Bitcoin. For the love of God, try to work towards a part of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I made this post the other day. It's not like revolutionary or anything. It barely got any likes, but I got a decent amount of likes, but I guess for my, following. But it says like this: next time you think about buying a random shit coin, stop it. Put 80% of whatever you're going to spend straight into Bitcoin or other top altcoins, then gamble the rest away. This is alpha.
I think that's true.
Especially right now. Like, when the market's green, everything's popping. Like, everyone's a fucking expert. But when it's shitty like this, you got to just not gamble so much.
I think that the scenario people are in is like no one really has dry powder. Like, everyone's just kind of overexposed in the market. You're kind of just holding on.
But when you get money, when people get their paycheck, they're like, you know what? Fucking straight to Pump Fund, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the case. I mean, there are a lot of nice discounts. I'll go through, guys. I'll give you my top discounts here. This is not for you guys to use. This is just what I would be buying today. But go ahead and pull this up. I mean, ETH, even though it's been underperforming, ETH at $2,000, in my opinion, is still a good buy. In the future of cryptocurrency, the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, do you think that ETH is still going to be trading at $2,000? Probably not. XRP has been holding up the strongest at $2.32. We saw it near $3 2 days ago. I think the all-time high is over $3.50 this cycle. XRP, because it was named as a strategic reserve, I think has a potential to go over $5. Some people even saying $6, $7, $8 for XRP, which I don't disagree with. BNB is another one's been holding up strong. Solana, all-time high over $290.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to buy now, guys. Shalom, Pedro.
Shalom.
Shalom, Achi. I know that,
Pedro.
I know it's tough to buy when it's at $130 because everything's down, but this is what you do. You have to put money in the markets. Cardano below $1 is a buy for me. Pretty much everything except Pi. I don't really know too much about Pi, guys. I can't speak on that, but everything really in the top 20 for me is still a buy. I mean, Avalanche was at $50 not long ago.
Yeah.
It's at $20. Squeeze at $227. So there are a lot of good buys. The only thing I would probably stay away from in the top is probably these layer twos, right? The polka dots, the polygons.
Damn.
They haven't done much this cycle.
Yeah.
Because ETH hasn't done much. I don't know if they will do much this cycle, but any of these new layer one blockchains like Sui, Ton, Avalanche, XLM, anything that's kind of made of America, they're all buys for me in this range right now, if you have dry powder. And that's why, remember back in November when we started pumping, I'll go ahead and pull this up. We went from $64,000, right? In November. Where is November? Right here. We went from $60,000 up to 75. I go, okay, this is great, right? This is great. We go from 75 to 85. I go, all right, we need to have a pullback to 75, right? Remember this on the stream?
We thought so, yeah.
And then we went to 90,000. I'm like, dude, there has to be a pullback. 100,000, there has to be a pullback.
110.
All my friends are calling me, yo, do I buy in? Do I buy in? I'm like, we're probably going to correct. Like,
Yeah.
there needs to be a pullback. But because we stayed up so long, so many people bought in at 95,000, 100,000, 105,000, 108,000. They thought we were going to keep going.
Retail FOMO.
And now we have that pullback that we've been looking for. But there will always be a correction in the market. This is a better way to look at it right here. But yeah, I mean, we stayed up in this range above 90,000 from November 15th till pretty much February 21st, right? Is when we stayed above $90,000. But there will always be a pullback, guys, in the markets. And we just have to take a look at the charts, later today and see how we are going to be performing. But we are only up 24% on the year as of today, which is wild for Bitcoin. But in the past, in actually this cycle, from $15,000, we're still up significantly. So crypto is still looking good. I'm still bullish on crypto, guys. I think that Rodney had a really good point that, if that war in Ukraine comes to an end, which I don't know if you just saw the recent Polymarket news with Zelensky. Apparently he's close to signing a deal with Trump.
I fucking hope so.
And just hopefully we can just get this war to come to a close. I don't think anyone wants this war to be taking place. It's wild. Like I have a lot of liberal friends.
Yeah.
And like,
fuck Putin. Don't negotiate with Putin. He's a dictator. It's like, he's got nuclear weapons,
It's just wild to see that like they're advocating for the war.
Yeah.
Like I thought like the liberals were the party of peace.
What happened to Fortunate Son? What happened to fucking Vietnam? You fucking assholes are not all now like, oh, let's fuck Putin. Trump is like, no, we don't want a war. And people are like,
no one should want a war, right? Like nobody that's out there right now, especially if you live in America, you should not want innocent kids in Ukraine and Russia dying for what, right? And you also shouldn't want $350 billion, which apparently that number's off. I don't know. I think that's been fact checked. You shouldn't want our taxpayer money to go to some.
We're paying for that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that we know that Putin started the war. He invaded Ukraine, right? Yes, there was weak leadership, and of course he was going to do it. But on their end, I want to put myself in a dictator's shoes after I'm done killing my own population because they disagree with me or they say something weird on the internet. After that, you think about like, well, hey, NATO and United States allies and our enemies are like all along our border. Maybe we should, take the chance and you invade Ukraine. And now Trump's just trying to clean up the mess, and he has to talk to both sides. You can't just be like, yeah, fuck Putin. We're just going to keep this war going because obviously like Russia has bigger military capabilities than what they're doing right now. And look, I'm not Ukrainian. I don't know. I'm not there. But what I can say on a global stage, bigger than crypto, is like that shit's going to escalate. Like that can escalate quick. What are they going to keep doing? Obviously, after 3 years of fighting, Russia has taken a good amount of Ukraine, and they didn't do as good as we thought they were going to do because of all the support. And Ukrainians are straight dogs for fighting it out this long. But let's try to come to some agreement where we can have some peace and stuff like that. I think that's the most important part for everyone right now. That's the most important part for everyone right now.
Absolutely. Here is an interesting post by DJ News. They says breaking $1 billion worth of crypto long/shorts have been liquidated in the past 24 hours. And just look at the time scales, right? 1 hour rect, the shorts were more than the longs. 4 hour rect, the longs were more than the shorts. 12 hour rect, pretty similar. And then obviously the 24 hour rect, $829 million of longs were liquidated, $175 million of shorts were liquidated, which just shows you, I don't know. If you watch my channel and you leverage trade, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, it's the easiest way to get wrecked in crypto, right? And at least if you invest in a meme coin at the top and it drops down, like you still are holding, you still have a chance for recovering. But all of these people that got liquidated, like that money's gone, right? If you invested, you longed the market because, oh my God, we just got this news about the crypto strategic reserve, and then the tariffs come out and you try to long the market, you get liquidated, the money's gone. So at the end of the day, I always recommend probably the most important thing that you can do is not to panic sell, right?
Yeah.
Second most important thing is just to never trade with leverage. Like dude, I have a guy if
you're about it, you got some inside information, do what you want.
There's some guy, I mean, Crassus Clay is killing it, right?
Yeah.
I follow his tweets, but there's a guy that I see at the gym all the time. And like, sometimes he comes in, bro, happiest he can be, literally made so much money. Other times, and I don't even ask how much he lost, but lost a lot of money by trading with leverage. Yes, you can make more money, but ultimately the best strategy is just to buy good projects. And honestly, like if I'm just getting started in crypto, it's like I wouldn't even buy meme coins. You know,
Yeah.
I'm buying Bitcoin, ETH, Cardano, Solana, XRP. Right, those 5 are given to you on a silver platter about what's going to be in the strategic reserve. Buy into those whenever the peak of the bull run comes, which we're expecting in the next couple months, most likely. You sell. Right, you sell as much as you need to buy a house, buy a car, whatever you want to buy, and then you repeat the process and rinse. But trading with leverage, I think, is the easiest way to get wrecked in the crypto space.
Yeah, I mean, what do they say? Ladies, liquors, and leverage wrecks a lot of people. And I have to agree. You know, if you're a person who's and the thing is, like, I think a lot of people like need to humble themselves and realize that they're not skilled traders as they think they are. Like they dabble in it. They want a little bit. You know, Mario says no crying in the casino. Yeah, no crying in the casino. It's like gamblers. Some gamblers are just better. Like they don't win all the time, but they're just better. They know the tricks of the trade and stuff like that. I do want to pivot over to this because this is interesting. So obviously, you know, as time has gone on, Coinbase has gotten more liberal with launching meme coins because of the whole, you know, different exchange administration. So we've been bitching and moaning about Brett getting listed on Coinbase, but it looks like they're adding support for perpetual futures for Brett. And usually that comes before a spot listing, right? That's what we've seen. So maybe Big Daddy Brett finally get listed on Coinbase.
Thank God. I mean,
God damn.
It had to be done.
God damn.
It's one of those things that just had to be done. But once again, we're talking about leverage trading and not doing it. And Brett is listed on Coinbase for leverage trading. For a futures contract. So, but still a step in the right direction. Pull this up real quick. So Canada threatened its non-tariff measures if President Trump's tariffs persist. So not threatening tariffs against the U.S., non-tariff measures.
They're sending Canadian. I read that earlier, but they're sending Canadian troops to the United States.
What are they doing?
No, just kidding.
I was going to say
they're going to send Canadian troops. Get the fuck out. We have so many guns here, bro. You know how hard it would be to invade the United States? It'd be so hard.
I mean, because you have our army.
Not us. We're gonna fight.
Yeah, you have your army, and then you have all the patriots.
Regular ass nigga. Yeah, I'll make a Molotov cocktail right now, motherfucker.
And then you got our leftists woke that are going to be like protesting in the streets about how
Shot
America's
the
bad.
Fuck up.
America's terrible. Blue hair.
Yeah.
Fucking five jabs just still in their arms. Like America's the worst.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. You know, but I thought that was interesting, you know, and then obviously we saw ARK Invest sell a bunch of their Bitcoin the other day, and it looks like Cathie Wood, you know, bought $8 million worth of Coinbase shares today. So we saw a big day. I mean, to be fair though, Cathie Wood was not the most bullish back in.
I would.
Oh no, I definitely heat that ass up
I
like
would.
a ham and cheese lean pocket, bro. Heat that ass up like a beef from broccoli lean cuisine.
But I would, Cathie.
Yeah,
is Cathie single? What about Senator Loomis, man? I'm not really into grandmas, but I'll tell you what.
Gotta hit.
That silver-haired fox speaking all positively about Bitcoin.
Yeah, check this out.
Where's she from? Wyoming?
I'll
move to Montana for
Tennessee because she's only Tennessee.
I'll move to Montana for Senator Loomis.
Check this out. So right before this is how crazy the mainstream media is and these Democrats are. They're fucking nuts. So Trump made was going to go on and you know, talk about pretty much what's going on in the world. But look at how fucking choreographed it. And this is more than just 5 stations. Check this out.
When I win, I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one, Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down. They're up. Inflation is getting worse.
No way.
Gas, eggs.
Whoever the intern is, he's getting fired. I'm gonna continue. It's funny.
Essentially, it's not getting better. It's getting worse. Meanwhile,
Donald Trump has done
Talk a little
nothing
more, by the way.
Instead,
violence.
Same video? No way.
I mean, come on.
That's propaganda.
It's literally like that's not an original thought by anybody. You know,
it's not their actual thoughts. It's a talking script, right? Hey, here you go. Play this video and then read this script, and we're gonna play this video. Kind of crazy, but yeah. I mean, it's just.
Thank you, Hobby. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, Hobie. Hobie, member for 25 months. We appreciate you. Thank you for being a member of the channel. What are you gonna say? I mean, what do you even say to that? It's propaganda at its finest. It's coming from the elected officials that we have, and it's just a new way of news. This is what was happening with the news channels back in the day. Remember that one time that they had the script where it's like every single news channel read the same thing? There was like literally 100 news channels. It's now happening here.
It's called Operation Mockingbird. That's the CIA name for it. That they continue though. But
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised that happens. But yeah, it's weird to see like on TikTok or like a platform like that because it's not their original thoughts. So who's giving them the script, right? Who's the DNC is obviously
the deep state.
The DNC is writing the script.
Same people.
So they get in the office today. Like, so like what actually happens? Because they're still like we put these like politicians on a pedestal, but they're still humans. So they get up, they get their coffee, they go into the office. Someone comes in and says, "Hey, we're gonna do a TikTok video today. This is the script. This is what you say. We're going to post it to your accounts. So one person goes into all of these elected officials' office, gives them the script, they read it out, they post it, all propaganda.
Yeah, they probably sent it to them. You know what I mean? But we all know they have the same talking points because they're all still trying to fight Donald Trump. I swear to fucking God, some people hate Donald Trump more than they love America. Again, for the people in the back, some people hate Donald Trump more than they love America.
I think most people
they hate him
on the left.
They just hate this
They
motherfucker.
hate him no matter what.
So much they're like, who fuck World War III? Donald Trump cannot be right. You know,
Yeah.
It's like they don't care.
They would rather go into World War III than have Donald Trump end a war, which is wild. Like I've talked to a lot of I have liberals in my family, right? I love them very much. They're good people.
Crazy.
But
how's your day?
They're just
how was your day, Jake? If you're a liberal, how was your day, Jake?
Terrible.
And then fucking
Donald Trump did this.
Exactly. I ate some food, fucking cursed out Donald Trump for fucking 10 hours. You know what I mean?
I had a lot of people ask me, like, did you see what Donald Trump did to Zelensky in the White House office the other day? I go, yeah, check out my video I just made. It was great. We need more of that.
Yeah.
And like they're focused on like some reporter asking Zelensky why he's not wearing a suit. That's like their biggest thing. Like, can you believe they asked him to wear a suit in the Oval Office while everyone else is wearing a suit?
Yeah, can you believe you have to be presidential? You know, I get it's wartime, but wear a fucking suit. A suit, you know?
I think
we
it's
wore
all,
a suit for the inauguration. I hate suits. I don't fuck with suits.
It's all like visual, right? Optics.
It's optics.
But someone asked me, they're like, why is why do you think Zelensky does not want this war to stop? I go,
he's getting paid.
Every time he hops on a jet, the dude gets billions of dollars, not millions.
Billions.
I mean, like I would take a jet to England if someone's like, Jake, here's $300,000 for you, right?
Yeah, me too.
Now imagine if it was $3 million.
Yeah.
Now imagine if it was 30 million.
I wear a suit. I even wear a suit.
Imagine if it was $300 million. We'd be going, right?
Yeah.
He's getting $3 billion every time he hops on a plane.
Yeah,
and he probably came to America thinking he was going to get another check from Donald Trump and JD Vance. And JD Vance was like, the great meme.
Hold it, brother.
Hold it, brother, right there. And I think that's one of the reasons that you really don't want the war to stop is because every time that you do hop on a plane, you get billions of dollars, right? And also, I think just like we said, Donald Trump's ego is tied to the stock market and the crypto markets. Zelensky's ego is probably he wants to win the war, right? Yeah. They've already lost so much, and they were attacked first. Like we shouldn't act like they're the aggressor.
Yeah,
they were attacked. I think that there was some stuff that the United States of America did, unfortunately, when it comes to
being a bunch of pussies.
When it comes to Kamala Harris.
Or maybe they wanted this war to start so they can just launder a bunch of money.
The timing of it is just so weird for me, right? Kamala Harris goes to the EU and says that Ukraine should join NATO. 2 days later, a war breaks out. I'm not blaming the war on her. I just think the timing of that is kind of interesting. And then, like I said, I mean, he's probably made over $1 trillion, right? As a country. I mean, if 350 billion came from America, how much did
not even close. It's not $1 trillion.
500 billion?
Maybe. I don't even know. They didn't do it. The issue is no one has donated. No one's supported Ukraine as much as America. That's been the issue.
And Trump just comes in and cuts off all the funding.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
I think the main thing is like, look, and I think that I feel like this is common sense, and I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit crazy, maybe I'm a little bit conservative, but at the end of the day, I think that we should just have no wars. No wars in America.
Whoa.
No wars in the world.
Fuck you, buddy.
Shouldn't we all want peace? Like, why? I don't get it. Why do people in America want this war to continue so more innocent Russians and Ukrainians can die? It makes no sense. Why can't we just come to an agreement? I get it. Putin was the aggressor. You're going to have to sit down at the table. You might not get prisoners in exchange. You might end up, quote unquote, losing the war. Isn't, quote unquote, losing the war and not getting prisoners better than millions of people or thousands of people dying on a daily basis? Innocent kids that don't want to fight. No one in the front lines on both sides wants to fight. Most people, 95% of the people in the world don't want this war to happen. It's strictly just the leaders of certain countries, right? Like England, Keir Starmer, he wants this war to keep going so bad for some reason. Justin Trudeau, he's sending fighter pilot jets and all this
10
shit.
of them, which they only have 66.
I know he's sending 16% of his fighter pilot jets. No one wants this war to happen except like literally 100 people.
I don't want to hear any tough talk from Canada with 60 fighter jets. Get the fuck out of here.
Now they got 55.
But if you think United States politics is bad, this is we think it's bad here. It's not really right. This is the parliament in Serbia. If you want to share this real quick, the motherfucker got tear gas and shit. Look at this. Look at this motherfucker in the corner here. Look at him. He's just launching shit. They're launching tear gas and smoke gas in the Serbian parliament.
That's crazy.
I think there's a protest. Oh, damn. Imagine coming to work.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So it's not that bad here in America. Apparently, we have our State of the Union address tonight. Is Donald Trump speaking tonight?
I think so.
I'll be dialed in.
Do we want a brief description of what tariffs are? There's a quick little video.
I do.
You want to do that? Yeah.
What are tariffs?
It'll explain it to you for the people out there. Let me put the playback speed at 1.5. Okay.
The most insane trade war has officially begun because Canada, Mexico, and China are pissed and have now all announced their own plans on how to retaliate against Trump's tariffs. So what the hell is going on? Well, you see, yesterday Trump's promised 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and 10% on China officially kicked in. What that means is that any goods sent from these countries to the United States will now cost companies 25% more or 10% in China's case. So for example, if a Canadian business sent a car to the US that cost $50,000, today US companies will pay a $12,500 tariff at the border. So the price of your once $50,000 car is now actually $62,500.
So remember, this affects American people only, not the shit coming in. But what happens is it encourages people to buy American and not buy foreign products.
I like it. What I was just thinking when I saw this, I go, okay, well, if that car from Canada, which do they even have cars? What's a good Canadian car? Mexico has good cars. What's a good Canadian car? Name one.
What about Mexico?
Regardless. So what I was just thinking is like, instead of buying that shitty Canadian car or that shitty Mexican car, I'm just going to buy a Tesla.
Yeah.
Not have a tariff.
Why would Trump purposefully make things more expensive for Americans? Well, two main reasons. The first is more of a longer-term, unguaranteed benefit, but it would be to change consumer habits to buy more American-made products and incentivize more international companies to manufacture in the U.S. In theory, that means a stronger U.S. economy, more stable jobs, and less dependence on foreign countries. The second reason for imposing these tariffs would be to use them as a tool to pressure Canada, Mexico, and China into doing what Trump wants. Some of these things that he's publicly mentioned include renegotiating trade deals, stopping illegal immigration, and the flow of fentanyl. There's also the far-fetched idea of Canada becoming a state of America. But here's where things get interesting, because instead of just doing what Trump wants, Canada has clapped back with a 25% tariff of their own, and Mexico said they're doing the same but haven't announced the percentage yet. China reacted a little differently by preparing to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization.
China's so soft.
Bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, come on. Just fucking smack us with some tariffs, China.
I am going to sue you.
Just smack us with some tariffs, China. We want the tariffs, but can you pull back? Look how big Canada was. Can you pull that back up?
So why is Trump not?
Canada's huge, but
dude, I didn't know it goes all the way. No way people live up there. Go back to where it's red.
All the population's right here.
Okay. Go back a little bit.
Right.
I want to see more. Show me all how big.
So the price
Canada's
of your once $50,000 car is now actually $62,500. Why would Trump purposefully make things more expensive for Americans?
Look how big this is.
Well,
I had
two
no
main
idea
reasons.
Canada goes up
The first is more.
but at the end of the day, man, like I said, I've said it once, I've said it again, I'll say it again, I'll say it 10 more times probably while we're in this tariff talk. Donald Trump wants America to be strong. He wants people to purchase American-made goods. He wants companies to come build here in America. And he also wants to stop the flow of fentanyl. And that's why these tariffs, especially on Mexico, I don't know if is there fentanyl coming in from Canada? Probably a little bit, but obviously, like I'm pretty sure that's the number one killer here in America, right?
It's fentanyl and I think heart disease. Like fucks.
Worse, yeah. And we should bring back fat shaming. I'm so sick of it. We really should.
Another fucking news.
And I know that a lot of people who are watching this are probably overweight. I know that a lot of people in America are overweight, but it's like I woke up today. Guess what I did? I didn't fucking eat Twinkies and go get a donut and get an iced coffee with a bunch of sugar like Rodney does. 2 pumps of sweetener. He loves his Splenda.
Sugar-free vanilla.
Oh, coach likes some gay shit.
Sugar-free vanilla.
But anyways, I got up and I ran 4 miles, right? It sucked. It wasn't fun, but I burned 500 calories and now I earn my day. So I think that we should bring back fat shaming. And if you are overweight listening to this, don't take it offensively.
Hey, look I got fat as fuck. I'm the heaviest I've weighed since high school. I'm losing weight with you guys, okay? If I can get my fat ass up, you can get your fat ass up. So get your fat fucking ass, get your fucking cellulite fucking big chongus ass up. Work out with your boy. We'll lose weight together.
Everybody wants to eat Twinkies and Doritos and watch Netflix. And you can do that. You can do that. But just work out a little bit first. Go start with a walk. You don't have to run 4 miles, right? Not everybody's 6'4", Jewish and good looking like
Mike.
me.
Don't get the fade, bro. Mike over here talking shit in the Mike, don't get
Mike, just worry about your colonoscopy today, okay? All right. Mike had a colonoscopy today.
Can you not put his business on fucking online? I would have did it for you for free. Why pay for it, bro?
Mike, why don't use a tube, man? Rodney has a tongue or a finger. Get in there real quick. Yeah. I don't know if it was a colonoscopy, but he said he had to fast to get a tube shoved up his.
Why would you do that?
What?
Sorry, Mike.
But Mike, you were going after Rodney and his sweetener, so I got to go after you.
Look at your text, Jake. Look at one pic.
What?
Mike says, look at your text. Oh.
Yep. I think he's in the hospital right now. All right, man. We're wishing you luck. Check the pic. We're wishing you luck. He's probably got a tube up there right now. Show the channel my pic I text you. All right. He said it. Let me pull it up.
Wait, what is it? You said show it?
Oh, did he not text you? Here it is. So there's Mike right there, boys.
Right.
There's Mike. Come on. Getting a
What do you call that shit?
Sorry, Mike. We're
What's where you
cooked.
put your face?
Anyways, there's
Botox?
Mike.
Botox, a little Botox, a little.
It looks better on my phone. He's good. But he's watching the stream. That's dedication, though. You know, like
Yeah.
And-
That is shit. Motherfucker about to get fucking surgery, get a finger up his butt. And he's over here fucking in the trenches. I love it.
should we clarify? It's 2025. Is it gay for Mike to get the finger up his butt right now or
No,
no?
it's a medical procedure. If it's like the homies, for sure gay.
What if he likes it?
If you like it, if you giggle, Mike, I'm gonna need you to have a video. Put a video up.
Yeah, you better keep a straight face, dude. Or else we're gonna
yourself.
judge
If
you.
it's not fucking stone face,
If it's not stone face stoic, dude, we're judging you.
or if I don't wake up, you can run. I can split my Captain B&B. I'm calling the doctor right now.
Yeah,
I'm
doctor,
calling him.
doctor, more anesthesia,
Pull the plug.
little fentanyl in there.
Pull the plug.
All right, man. Well, that's yeah. I guess we're gonna end on that, right? Huh?
Yeah, enough dicking around.
So I guess to wrap up this stream, guys, how do we feel? Well, Bitcoin is absolutely gushing today. $83,000, 765. I still do remain bullish, ladies and gentlemen. This is just kind of part of the game that we play, and we'll be
part of the
streaming
game.
all week. You know, I think that we're searching for about, like I said, I haven't even really checked the charts in the market the past 48 hours because it's just been so confusing. I've been looking at it, but I haven't been able to really process what took place in the past 48 hours because we've never seen that before.
No.
You've never seen a president.
We've never seen times like these.
You've never seen a president announce a strategic reserve, right? For like literally a president dropped tickers.
Yeah.
Like he did hashtag XRP, hashtag AUDA, hashtag Sol, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And then we saw the single largest green day in crypto history when it comes to money. And then all of that wiped out in a blink of an eye. So it's just, you just really have no idea what's going to take place tomorrow. You would imagine if there's no more bad news and we're able to resolve some of the things that Rodney talked about, that we'll probably see some positive price action. But as of now, we're kind of just in the standstill. And then one of the things that you do have to look at too, and this is something that we've been keeping our eyes on, is the stock market and how it's moving, down 1.54% on the day. I saw something crazy. Let's just pull it up too while we're at it. I don't remember exactly what it was. NVIDIA. Hopefully we can find it just by a quick search. It was yesterday right here. So NVIDIA lost over $250 billion in its market cap yesterday in one day, down 8.7%. Think about that number. $250 billion, which is 4.5 times the market cap of Solana.
Yep.
Pulled out of NVIDIA. So keep your eyes on stocks. I'm just grateful that we had that quote unquote Trump rug pull, right? The Trump pump that we saw, because without that, I mean, and the stock market crashing the way that it is, Bitcoin will probably be at below $70,000 today. Peter says, how are you bullish? Just because I've been through 3 cycles, and this is, as Crypto says, this is simply a retracement. It could be, I mean, a correction. I mean, it could be. We have to keep our eyes on, right? Like the bull run, technically, when you look at the characteristics of a bull run, it hasn't technically started. So I'm still very hopeful, and I still think that we are in a bull run year. But I just think that because of the uncertainty with tariffs, Trump, trade wars, stock market, being a little bit too overvalued as it was, that we were due for some sort of a correction. So keep our eyes on it, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, sir.
Not much else to say. Mike, good luck on your colonoscopy. Don't smile. Send us a video. We want you to live stream.
We'll know.
No, send us a video.
We'll know.
And guys, that's it.
Both
See you
angles.
tomorrow,
All right,
11
see ya.
a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.